Another great comedian for you. He runs a show on the south side of Chicago. You're going to love him. Please give it up for Comedian Agapito Rodriguez.
How's it going, guys? Woo! Oh man, I had a really weird day. I ate a handicapped chick's ass called the Meals on Wheels. Growing up, I had a real self-deprecating mom. I knew this because she would call me things like a son of a bitch. My sister, she's bi. Her and I are actually Eskimo siblings. The term typically Eskimo brothers is two guys that sleep with the same woman. But I'm like this with my sister. It's weird. She's still mad at me, but she forgave him. I got really shitty roommates. It's myself, my cat, and my thoughts. We all need a litter box. They say the pendulum always comes back. Too bad my father's name isn't Pendulum. You would have thought his name was Inertia, the way he just kept going and going. You know, I was like, don't worry, I'll teach myself how to shave. I have not. I recently was at a dinner party and we played a card game. We played one of those card games where everyone goes around and answers a cute question or whatever. And the question that we got was, what from the opposite sex would you not want to experience? And everyone had these cute, funny answers, but when it got to me, naturally, I went the pay. You know? That response is a little bit better than what I got at the table. But afterwards, I actually gave that question like a bit more thought. And I grew up the fifth one born out of 7 kids. And I was like thinking of things my mom told me growing up. And I think what I would not want to experience is birth. Man, kudos to women for giving birth. Because man, that shit's tough. Because growing up, my mom always told me, when you're giving birth, you're instructed to push like you're taking a shit. But anytime I had to push to take a shit, the only thing that would come out is like a little pebble. And I think if I were to push real hard and a human being is there, I think I would miss the pebble. Because at least you can just flush that. You know? I'm kidding. Actually, I got a kid at home, so I didn't flush him. Got a 10-year-old at home, and I lucked out because I got a really bright kid. My kid is so much different than I was at his age. Like, for example, my son has report card pickup, whereas what I had as a kid growing up, ass whooping day. But I looked out, he's a bright kid. Only thing is, my kid's an anime kid. He's really into anime. You know, one day I was making his lunch for school, and with him being an anime kid, he likes to narrate shit. But like the pros of him being an anime kid is that like he does the best he can, but like I said, he narrates a lot. So one day I'm making this sandwich for school, and I was like, hey pal, I'm making your sandwich today with French bread. And he was like, yes! And he runs off like this. Hey, Father's making my sandwich today with French bread, giving me +10 strength so I can defeat von Stroheim. I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Don't do that when we go outside. I'd rather people think I hit you. Oh, Father, you're so witty. Runs off like that. And I was like, hey pal, it's a little chilly today. It was in the fall. I was like, hey, get your jacket on before we leave for school. And I went to go grab something. I come back and I catch this guy putting his jacket in his book bag. I go, whoa, 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 what are you doing, dude? You gotta put your jacket on. And he goes, Dad, I don't want to wear the jacket because there's another kid in my class who has the same jacket as me, and I don't want people to mistake us for one another. I go, look, that's fair, but by the time you get out of school, you won't need it. So just wear the jacket now for me. He was like, yes, Father. Drop him off at school. And when I went to go pick him up from school later that day, I wanted to see the kid that he has some issue with, or whatever it is. And when his class is coming out, I'm looking for the kid, and I see the jacket, and I see the kid. And when I see the kid with the same jacket as him, this kid had a lollipop in his mouth, and he was walking down the stairs like this. And my son comes up to me, and we're walking to the car, and I wanted to talk to him. I go, hey dude, I saw the kid who has the same jacket as you. He goes, yeah. I was like, I can see why you didn't want to wear the jacket. He goes, yeah, why is that? And I told him, because he rocked that shit way better than you. If I had to compete with that, I wouldn't want to wear the jacket either. No, I do have a great kid. I lucked out. But him and I, we do watch a lot of anime together. That's like a thing we do to bond, and like we'll dissect the show, we'll break it down, however. And one day when we're watching the show, he pauses it and he goes, "Dad, what do you think is the best anime opening song?" And I had to stop myself with my response. And I had to remember that my son is not my friend. Because my initial response was going to be, you need to stop worrying about some anime theme songs and worry about some bitches. No, I wouldn't tell my son that. Because the first rule is pimping is we don't worry about no bitch. I listened to too much Sugar Free as a kid, don't worry. For work, I'm a mailman, so I walk around different neighborhoods all the time. And one thing I came to a realization recently while delivering mail is that unless you're a Mexican in September, nobody puts their flag outside their house for their nationality. You know, everyone has a flag outside their house to make some sort of statement. And like I've come to realize it. Like one day I'm walking, delivering mail, and I see a Black Lives Matter flag outside someone's house, but a white family walked out, and it clicked for me. I go, oh. That's the new version of white people saying, I have a black friend. And then I'm delivering mail, and then I saw a Blue Lives Matter flag outside someone's house. I go, oh, that guy hits his wife. Walk down a couple more houses, and then I saw a rainbow pride flag outside someone's house. I go, ah, they hit them. One day after a show, someone didn't really like that joke. And they came up to me like, hey dude, that joke you got about the flags and domestic violence, it's not really nice. I go, you know who's not nice? The cops and lesbians that hit their partner. Lesbian cops though, pretty cool. I remember the first time I met a lesbian cop, I was like 16 years old. I had gotten arrested because I got caught shoplifting. And I'm in the back of her car, and she's playing Adele, and she's just doing some shit on her computer. I don't know what she's doing. I'm just back there. And she's listening to Adele, and I started to feel guilty because my mom loves Adele. So I'm just back there like, I made up my mind. Don't need to think this over. If I'm wrong, I am. She was like, stop. If you stop singing right now, I'll let you off with just a ticket. I go, okay, cool. So I stopped. She let me off with just a ticket. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, dude, how do you know she's a lesbian cop? Look, I was 16. She was a lady cop. We had the same haircut. Leave you all with this. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm one of 7 kids, the 5th one born out of 7 kids. So by the time I was a preteen, my mom wasn't taking no shit. One day I gave her a little bit of lip and she kicked my ass out the house. I was like 10 years old. Just kicked me out the house in the middle of this negative 20, how it was on Monday, negative 20 degree Chicago God hates you winters. That's how she was kicking me out. So I knew when I had to lay her up. Because in Chicago, we don't buy winter coats. We just wear hoodies and light jackets until we feel like, okay, this works. And I'm walking to the door to get my layers on, and my mom's following me to the door because she wanted me to continue arguing with her. But I grew up watching my father fuck up. I wasn't falling for that Sith Lord shit. So, get my jacket on, big ass scarf, get my boots on, and when I go to walk out, she goes, yeah, don't you come back home until you get fucked. I was 10 years old. So that was the day I became an altar boy. All right. You guys are cool. Thank you so much. Give it up for Kat, everybody.